Ladies and gentlemen, my name is CringeyJesse, and this is Formula One Manager 23. We are back at it again for round 8 here in Spain. Uh, what a race we had last week, thinking we was going to get somewhere on those intermediates, but heavy rain came and messed that one up at the end of Monaco, putting Pierre Gasly outside of the points, but Fernando Alonso still able to finish inside the points. Looking at the scoreboard down there, we're in 4th, but 6 points away from triple digits. Kind of hoping we can get into triple digits here in this race. Um, Also, real quick before we actually get into qualifying, that will be next. I go back and I rewatch my videos, and I swear on everything. I feel like I'm putting energy in my voice. But when I go back and I watch it, I sound so monotone. I really do. So I'm doing my best, a little over exaggeration here, so I don't know. Watch me go back and watch it and I sound monotone again. Just watch. Anyway, with that said, this is the last race we have before the rear, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Last race we have without it. We'll have it for the Canadian Grand Prix, which is next, round 9. I'm really hoping that rear wing does something for us. Oh my goodness, do I. Anyway, let's get into qualifying. Alright, now we're coming to the end of qualifying as the time hits 0. Q1, they both in the danger zone. Gasly's coming out first. I told Alonso to go out first, but he didn't listen. But Gasly comes around first. He's going to go to P14. Alonso up to P9, so a top 10 on the same tires that they set the first lap on. So with Alonso... Oh, wait. I thought the game didn't listen to me. No, the game didn't listen to me because I sent out Alonso first, but somehow Gasly ended up first. Gasly, not out of the hot water yet. Let's look at Theo Pourchaire as he comes across the line, except he's not. He's going to go right into the pit lane. Anybody else coming across? Here comes Albon. Albon crosses the line. Is he going to move up any? It doesn't look like he will at all. And next we have Daniel Ricciardo. Ignore the way I just said his name. Daniel Ricciardo, but he's gone into the pits as well. So Pierre Gasly is safe. He is in the Q2. And Alonso up in P9 will also appear in Q2. But here comes Alonso. Coming around the last lap, or last turn, finishes. Still P13. Gasly finishes. And he's still P14. I mean, it was worth a shot, as there's Alonso just sitting there with no gas.
One of the oldest races on the Formula One calendar. This is the Spanish Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And away we are out here in the Spanish Grand Prix. Coming down to turn 1, we have Alonso up into P12. Is anything going to happen majorly in P2 turn 1? Doesn't look like it. Alonso's still fighting side by side there with Oscar Piastri of the Alpine. Kevin Magnussen separating the two has. As it is... Oh, no. No. It is Gasly now in front of Magnussen, but they're still, honestly, kind of side by side there with the Alpine and the Haas battle here. Not so much of a rival tomorrow. So in all reality, we don't, as Alonso, he's looking up the inside there of Oscar Piastri. Can he hold on to it? Looked like Gasly was trying to do something there in the back. If Fernando Alonso doesn't get around Yuki Tsunoda, as he looks up the outside once again, and he looks like he's going to be a lot closer than he was last lap, coming down into turn 1 on the outside, and it is Fernando Alonso up into P11. Pierre Gasly, though, side by side with Oscar Piastri, definitely looks like he is going around the outside of turn 1. Can he hold on to it? As it honestly, it looks like Oscar Piastri is going to take that. There's plenty of front inside space that he had there. Virtual safety car is out. Multiple cars have crashed. We're going to conserve those tires first. And now it's a safety car. A safety car has been deployed here in Spain. Let's go watch the replay as we're looking at Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen right now. Going around, Charles Leclerc having the inside. Oh, there's a tire bump, and Verstappen almost messed up his name. Verstappen is in the walls. Oh, is he out this race? Verstappen is out of the race. Safety car is going into the pit lanes. We are rounding the last turn, coming to the line. Racing will begin. As you can see, Fernando Alonso, P7, Pierre Gasly, P9. A lot of cars decided to box that first round. The Ferrari stayed out, so I'm staying out. Watching Gasly right now, he's side by side with Oscar Piastri once again, who is right behind. He's going to move up an extra spot. No pit stop issues, please. 2.8, not bad. Pit crew, not bad at all. And then 16 and 17, right next to each other. Here comes Pierre Gasly, up 3.1. That is not what I want to see. I don't ever want to see that 3. Get inside the DRS range of Carlos Sainz. He's leaving the pit entry exit now. So I don't think we're going to be inside that DRS zone. There's another yellow flag. Is it going to pull out anything? No, it's not. Here it comes. Not Oscar. It is Oscar. Oscar Piastri side by side down into turn 1. He's going to take P16 away from me. So we're still P17, but we did undercut Carlos Sainz. Next one is our mediums. Coming down the front straight, Norris coming out of the pit lane. He's going to get passed by Oscar Piastri, myself, and Carlos Sainz. So Fernando Alonso looking for P15. Carlos Sainz also looking for P15. Coming down to the front turn. Why did I say front stretch? Coming down to turn 1 on the outside. Fernando Alonso side by side with Daniel Ricciardo. Charles Leclerc was able to get out in front of Oscar Piastri by a good 2.5 seconds. And it is Fernando Alonso getting in front of Daniel Ricciardo, who is now going to sit in between Daniel Ricciardo and Carlos Sainz. So that's another spot gain for Fernando Alonso. Lance Stroll and George Russell, they're looking to come out. There goes George Russell as he comes out of the pit lane, but not before. Ooh! George, watch what you're doing, man. The pit lane, Fernando Alonso up into P11 right now. He is right behind George Russell, and I mean right behind George Russell. Out Fernando Alonso, but Fernando Alonso up the inside going down to turn 1. He's going to have the DRS, no ERS. He needs to charge that up, honestly, if you ask me. Up the inside, up into P10. We got to stop pushing on the gas for both these guys because we got 37 laps to go. But oh, he's in there pretty early too, so that's going to give P9 to Alonso. Can Gasly get in front of Alexander Albon? It looks like he will. So up into P15 for Pierre Gasly. Sergio Perez, he has found his way up to catch up, and there is a red flag. A red flag has come out to the race, and that's going to mess up my ending strategy. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do now. As we watch Lance Stroll and Lando Norris side by side there in the back, and there's contact. That's contact.
We're set once more, and soon we'll continue this race. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Alright, we're back at it, and as you can tell by that bottom left, or just the bottom for both of them, we have decided to go onto the mediums already, and it is Alonso who's fighting Tsunoda for P6. Looked like he had P5 there for a second, but I was wrong. Gasly up into P10 already. As we watch Alonso, he's side by side with Yuki Tsunoda. I'm hoping he can get in front of Yuki Tsunoda. Ocon and Hamilton was the ones that started out top 2, but now it is Ocon, Bottas, and Magnussen in the top 3. What a top 3 to have. Can he finally make this move? Can he make it stick? It looks like he's going to make it stick. Russell really wanting his spot back, and it's just not going to happen there. Not for Russell. Not for Russell yet, but coming up to it. Oh, up at the inside. I was wrong where he was, but I wasn't ready for this. Up the inside on Hamilton goes Fernando Alonso. Will he be able to make that move stick up into P4? It looks like he will. And yes, now looking at the back end of the Alpine of our old driver, Kevin Magnussen, I do miss him racing for us. And he's actually side by side with Charles Leclerc. Like I said, as long as he can stay with Perez, Perez will pass the people in front of him, and then Gasly will just come in with him. So now we have P4 and P8. He overtakes Hamilton for P. No, he doesn't. He did, but he didn't. They're side by side, though. I don't know what I was looking at when I said he didn't. He's going to have DRS going still behind Perez by half a second. So he's still going to have the DRS. So we love to see that from Pierre Gasly. Up into P7 he goes. As we watch Alonso, he's going to pull up in the inside. He's going to get Kevin Magnussen. He looked like he was going for the double overtake on Esteban Ocon as well, but Ocon closing that window, waiting for Fernando Alonso to close the window on Magnussen, and up into P3 goes Fernando Alonso for Pierre Gasly as he comes in. They lift the car, they take off the tires, they put on the tires, they drop the car, and it's going to be 3 seconds again, guys. Y'all have got to work on that. Y'all got to work on that. So we came in P4, looking at P8 right now. Let's do this. I'm going to drop the car to 2.9. That's still 3 seconds in my mind. Y'all have to do better. Y'all have got to do better. P10 at the moment. Theo Pacher, he's going to get up into P10. Leclerc is going to get up into P11. And here comes Gasly and Albon down into turn 1. Is it going to be 3 wide? No, it's not. But Gasly and Albon, they're fighting right now. So that is something I would like to see. As we go over here, we're going to fix that to aggressive. We're going to put that on neutral.
Okay, copy.
Little over 10 laps to go. We're sitting in P12 and P14, but unfortunately it's going to be Alexander Albon who gets in front of Pierre Gasly. So still, he's stuck behind Theo Pourchaire, but Pourchaire, he is not fast enough. Albon getting the new fastest lap of this race. We're going to put him back on the top up. Maybe, hopefully, Alonso, he's going to get that turn done down into turn 1. Up the inside, side by side, Alonso barely in front. Oh my goodness. You've got to be kidding me. 10, but it doesn't look like he's going to get it, but now Pierre Gasly looks like he's side by side. He's got the inside there on Alexander Albon for P11. Can he get in front of him? It looks like he can, and he will indeed cut him off, close that window. P11 for him, and now the Alpine of Oscar Piastri is next. Perez has taken the lead of this race. Bottas and Ocon P2, P3, with Magnussen a good 3.5 seconds. Gasly, I'm over here looking at the scoreboard. Gasly is already in front of Oscar Piastri for P10. So now we do have a car in the top 10, and he's got the fastest lap, so there's an extra point going to him. And if you look back here, we have Alonso, who has caught up and is almost 1 second underneath a second to Alexander Albon here on lap 62, who he was fighting with not too long ago before he overshot. What's the word I'm looking for? Around the outside of Oscar Piastri for P12. Now looking at P11. Gasly's already in front of Carlos Sainz. He's still looking for Leclerc. He's still got a shot. Can he do it? He's looking for the inside going down to turn 1. No DRS for Carlos Sainz. DRS for Fernando Alonso. And will he have it completed by the time turn 1 gets here? He will. He's going to go ahead and shut that window of opportunity for Carlos Sainz, who didn't really have any opportunity. Now 2 seconds behind Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly, oh my Jesus, I'm missing this one. Pierre Gasly in front of Charles Leclerc, looking for Yuki Tsunoda and George Russell. He's going to make a move here. He's looking for the inside. It looks like he's side by side. He's going to have the inside going out of the turn, and up in the P7 is Pierre Gasly. This is going to be one of the few times, because I don't think it's ever happened, except for the one time Fernando Alonso was out of the race, that Pierre Gasly is going to finish in front of Fernando Alonso. Lock his brakes and ran wide. Pierre Gasly with DRS. George Russell with no DRS. Up into P6 for Pierre Gasly. Down into turn 1. He's got it completed with under 2 seconds to Lewis Hamilton in P5. I kind of want to see if we can get P4. And there goes Pierre Gasly. Up into P5. Alonso, he's going to get in front of Yuki Tsunoda as well. I barely caught that one. Alonso, he's not going to get P8. off of Leclerc. But Pierre Gasly looking for P4. This will be the highest he's finished this season for Haas, and he's in car 1. He has the better car.
First.
And Bottas going to take 3rd. Gasly's going to get 4th place. Magnussen's going to get 5th. Leclerc, Russell. And with 10% tires, Fernando Alonso comes across the line at P8. Yuki Tsunoda will take P9. Carlos Sainz will take P10. And that, my friends, is your Spanish Grand Prix. Sergio Perez is going to be your winner. Another Red Bull on top. Esteban Ocon, he moved up 9 spots to get P2. Valtteri Bottas moves up 6 spots to get P3. Pierre Gasly moves up 10 spots to get P4. Kevin Magnussen also moving up 10 spots to get P5. And Alpine finally in the points. Kevin Magnussen finally scoring some points, and a lot of points as he's got 10 points now. That is crazy. Wild. Charles Leclerc drops down to P6. George Russell also drops down to P7. Fernando Alonso moving up 5 spots to P8. Yuki Tsunoda moving up 1 spot to P9. And then Carlos Sainz in P10. Then we have Oscar Piastri, Alexander Albon, Zhou Guanyu, Theo Pourchaire, Mick Schumacher, Daniel Ricciardo. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Danielle. Lewis Hamilton, then Lance Stroll, Lando Norris, and Max Verstappen. Those guys were not able to finish this race, and that is the order they got knocked out. On to the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen still holding the lead with 156 points. Sergio Perez gaining on him with that win today, and Max Verstappen getting no points. Sergio Perez in P2 with 141 points. George Russell still in P3 with 91 points. Charles Leclerc, who finished in front of Fernando Alonso, he is going to be P4 right now with 84 points. Fernando Alonso having 82 points. Let's see. Carlos Sainz. I'm sorry, Fernando Alonso. Sorry, you do. Anyway, Carlos Sainz, he's gotten 60 points. Lewis Hamilton has 50 points. Alexander Albon, 49 points, P8. Esteban Ocon moving up 1 spot to P9 with 37 points. Pierre Gasly trying to hunt him down as he would be a rival. Speaking of rivals, Esteban Ocon, I've mentioned his name a lot. Carlos Sainz, he's a good bit behind Fernando, but he gives us a lot of problems in the race. So it looks like Charles Leclerc is the rival, really. I don't know. Anyway, P11, Valtteri Bottas. 12 is Lance Stroll. Kevin Magnussen finally getting some points. He scored 10 points today. That's going to put him in P13. Yuki Tsunoda has 14 points. He also has 10 points. Lando Norris drops down to 15 with 4 points. And then Oscar Piastri, Mick Schumacher, Zhou Guanyu, and Theo Pourchaire all with 0 points. And the way this is looking, it looks like every team has finally scored a point. So we're looking at the constructors. Red Bull on top with 297 points. God, dog. Ferrari scoring 14 points today. They're going to get, they're still in P2 with 175. And when you look at that, I wasn't expecting this at all today. I was really hoping we get 3 points. But Haas moves up, I think, back into P3 with 111 points. Ooh. And the next race, we have a rear wing. That's what I'm talking about. Mercedes drops down to P4 with 110 points. I mean, it's a 1-point difference. Let's not get too hyped right now, guys. Let's not do that. Aston Martin, P5 with 71 points. McLaren, P6 with 41 points. Alfa Romeo, P7, 26 points. Alpine moving up to P8 with 10 points. Williams dropping down to P9 with 10 points. And AlphaTauri. So I read that wrong earlier. Not all teams have scored a point. AlphaTauri P10 with 0 points. And is the conclusion to the Spanish Grand Prix. Up next we do have Canada. Round number 9. It's coming up and I'm excited for it because as you can see, we will have the rear wing. We'll have the rear wing with a little over a week to have it prepped and put onto the car. So I'm excited for that. Looking at the inbox, I don't know if I showed you the people that I am looking at to pick up. I do believe we talked about joining another female with Sophia Flores. As you can see, in practice, did the best time with a 131.6. Isadora Alves is one of the girls that I am scouting. This is an F3 though. This is F3. Qualifying got P3. In the sprint race, I didn't see where she ended in the sprint race. Did y'all see her name? I didn't see her name. Was I not looking? There she is, P5. In the race, she finishes P2. So I mean, hey, that's F3. It is F3. You know what I'm saying? She's 19. Didn't it tell me at one point what her overall was? Yeah, 66. 1966. And why we are looking at her is because, like I said, I do want a female driver on my team to be the first female driver champion. And Sophia Flores, she was 24, is at 66. So I'm thinking maybe at a younger age she will do better. Anyway, that was, like I said, the Spanish Grand Prix. We'll have the rear wing next. One of the scouts that the people that we are scouting is doing fantastic down in F3. I mean, things are looking up. We're P3 in the standings. We got to be P5 or better. I mean, I'm thinking we're doing pretty good, if you ask me. Canada is next with a new rear wing. I'm just saying, I can't wait to do that one. Anyway, like I said, every 2 days I'm gonna put out a new video. So within 2 days, you will see a new video. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like button. It does nothing but boost my confidence in making these videos that I already like to make. I do plan on one day, hopefully, getting a PC and actually doing better editing. But for those of you who stuck with me through the PlayStation era, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you can't wait for the next race, please hit that subscribe button because, like I said, these videos will be coming out every 2 days from the last video that came out. And then we have... What was I about to say? I can't remember. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making the video. Thank you for hanging around and watching and hanging out with me. If you have any suggestions, tips, or you just want to say something silly, feel free to comment, bro. Like, I want to talk to people in my comment section on life. I do want to start live streaming these races. I know I talked about doing it. I just have not done it because I can't figure out if I want to do it on Twitch or on YouTube. That way YouTube has a live edition of the race and then a shortened edition of the race. You know what I mean? If you stayed this long and you heard that part, please comment which one you think should I do. Should I do it on Twitch or should I do it on YouTube? The live version. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Can't wait to see you next time. Until then, have fun.